I would like to open a discussion about the intersection between minimalism and expat life. Now, I know I probably lost half of you when I said minimalism because perhaps not many of you are interested in that lifestyle, but hold on for a second. Let me convince you to think about minimalism not as just deleting everything from your life and living in an empty house, but rather a choice to focus on things that are important to you, a choice to minimize things that you personally find no value in, even if the world is telling you they're valuable, to therefore focus on things that are important. Minimalism has become something that I've been extremely inspired by recently, and that didn't come until after I was already living this expat lifestyle. So I can't help but wonder if it was more of causation or just a correlation. Even without moving abroad, traveling abroad might be the gateway for you to reconsider the popular American value of materialism. For example, going on missions trips as a high schooler or whatever age you may go on a missions trip may be an eye-opening experience for many. When people come back, you often hear the classic, wow, they are so happy, they have so much joy, yet they have so little. I can't tell you how many times I've heard that phrase. And I'm not saying it's a lie, it's definitely true. This sort of leads us to question if materialism is really it. But this is just one example. If you've had a moment of doubting the value of materialism, the importance of it, I'd love for you to comment below what sparked that for you. By nature, moving by plane especially, and especially moving abroad, will force you into a paring down. It'll make you ask questions about what material possessions are actually valuable for you. In the case of moving to the DR and only being able to check 2 suitcases, I was forced to think about my material possessions. I had to think about what I prioritized and what were the things I really needed. And I'll tell you right now, I did not do a good job of paring down. Of course, one thing I'm not saying is that every other culture outside of the US or whatever nation you may be from is going to be more minimal and less materialist. Living in a place that does have a lot of influence from the US, especially from tourism, I can see that influence of materialism seeping in. But I don't think that takes away from the fact that so many people still have so much less than we do in the US. And I can't deny that this does really open your eyes and take you outside of yourself to realize, what am I doing with all this stuff? What am I doing with all my money, all my resources, all these things that I can't even use all at once? Why do I have so much? Why do I need all of this? This next topic is a topic I've definitely seen discussed before, but recently it was brought to the forefront of my mind again because a friend asked me about it. And he was saying, you know, so many people in this country are just itching to get a chance, an opportunity to go to the US for whatever reason, whatever visa, for that opportunity to live a better life. Yet you, me, are choosing to move here and avoid this better life as so many people here see it. Of course, he did recognize that life in the US is much more expensive, and to be able to afford better life, you do have to work very hard to achieve it. But it's still a good question. I think that almost what draws us expats out of the US can be the same thing that draws people into the US, and that is the grass is greener mindset. You know, you see people risking everything to cross the border to have a chance at the better life that the US will hopefully, supposedly bring them. And I'm not denying at all that people do come from very terrible, serious situations. They might come from political instability or from countries that are just failing them. And many things like that are very serious. I do understand that. And I will never compare like, oh, I'm leaving the US because the situation is just that terrible. No. I definitely do not think that. And I have no doubt for them, the grass probably is greener if they do make it. But as expats, we also see the grass is greener. We see the US as sort of this rat race that we don't want to participate in. And we think in some other country, I will find freedom, I will find peace, I will find something else. And it doesn't have to be in any particular country, it could be anywhere. So a lot of us have this mindset that anything must be better than this rat race, even if I'm making significantly less money. But of course, the grass is greener where it's watered, where it's well tended to. And I always say this, but if we let ourselves be influenced by the culture, adopt some of their mindsets, and don't just bring our American perspective to it, we will probably have a more interesting, if not better, experience overall than if we were just trying to live an American lifestyle, but on a smaller budget and in new surroundings. I think a lot of people, when they look into moving abroad or moving to the Dominican Republic, they get excited about all the money they'll save or how low the cost of living will be. And of course, this is a very valid thing to look forward to. But one of the most exciting parts about living abroad is the opportunity to almost reinvent yourself. I mean, if you're moving somewhere where nobody knows you, you could change a lot about yourself. You could try a new, I don't even know, like a new sense of fashion if you wanted, or a new religion. I don't know. You don't have to do this all looking within yourself for ideas. You can adapt to the culture. You can see how people live in the place where you moved to and adapt some of their customs. And while I haven't exactly reinvented myself living abroad, I definitely have shifted towards minimalism. I think after packing everything in 2 suitcases and moving here, I sort of realized, wow, I do have too much stuff. Every time I pack, I feel like that. And especially when you see how people live here, I wonder, like, okay, I left stuff behind, but like, do I even need that stuff? I've spoken before on the luxury of the simplicity of life here. I really hope I never take for granted my simple life here. Being able to live this way has been amazing. We always think we want more money, bigger houses, more material possessions, but do we stop to think about what we personally really want more of? Because yes, everyone in the world may want a bigger house. Everyone in the world may want more money. But think about like clothes. Like maybe for a lot of people, they don't want more clothes, but some people want more cars. Some people may want more new experiences. Living simply and minimally has allowed me to realize what I do want more of. More experiences, more time to invest in hobbies, or to just relax. I guess what I'm saying is that moving abroad or becoming an expat is a great chance to try out minimalism. If you found it frustrating to pack your entire life in 2 suitcases, you might want to think about, you might have already stopped to think about why you have all that stuff. I know for me, I brought a lot of things that were more just in case items, but you can always invest in the local economy and just buy something that you'll need when you actually get here. So instead of using my time as an expat to live a life of luxury while everything costs less here, I've realized that living simply is a luxury. I think there is something that a lot of expats miss out on when they leave, just to be able to spend more money on material things, on entertainment. And of course, if that is what is important to them, then go ahead, spend your money there. That's their choice. But I think there's something they're not taking advantage of, and that's the fact that they're living in a culture that's just asking to inspire you, asking to make you question your priorities or your lifestyle or your cultural upbringing. So I hope in some way this discussion has inspired you. Let me know your thoughts below in the comments, and follow along if you want more of the intersection of these 2 topics. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.